everybody! It's been a pretty busy month here at Windsor Eats. We've attended a few events and thought we'd take a look back at them. You may have picked up on the music being played during the video montage. That's from local artist Jonathan Rung, and the song is titled November Rain. We put a call out to local musicians to send us their work to include in Windsor Eats projects, and Jonathan is one of the many musicians who submitted. So let's go back to the events. On October 27th, Windsor Eats was at the Taste of Downtown at the St. Clair College of the Arts. We spoke to organizer David Lenz to learn a little bit more about this annual event that showcased some of the great restaurants in our downtown and supported a great cause.
Over the past 6 years, we've raised about $26,000. With this year's amount, probably over 32 now. We haven't got the numbers in yet, but basically 7 years ago we started this as a charity function for the Salvation Army St. Vincent de Paul and Downtown Mission. It's called Share Drive. It's a division of Chrysler Canada. It's their beneficiary of all their events at the charity. We started this event to raise money, and we've done it for 7 years now, and it helps them out a lot, especially during the Christmas season, because they run out of supplies and things like that. So that's pretty much why we do it.
Alright, so on November 8th, our friend Tom Lucier from Fog Lounge organized a big walk, and I mean a really big walk. Tom and nearly 30 participants crisscrossed the city of Windsor for nearly 16 hours. Check it out.
We have a walk. It's called Big Walk. We have about 25 participants, and it is, a lot of people are asking, why are you doing this? We're doing it to do it. No one else is doing it, and it's about getting out and experiencing the city in a way that we don't get to normally, finding out what lies between the things that we already know exist. I have discovered in the West End, which is where we've come from, we still have a lot of the East End to do. I am shocked at how good and how bad and how good areas of that part of the city are. We went into a church that was part of the Underground Railroad with trap doors that kept people from slave hunters, which was an emotional time. But seeing houses that are all different, one next to the other, none of them are similar. And there's something special about that isn't suburbs. And also being in parts of the neighborhood, parts of the city that are, oh, it's the West End. And you get to the West End and you see the things that people are basing that on. And then you see a lot of great things that no one is giving credit to in the West End. Really beautiful parts of town, like Detroit and Alexander. It's one of the most beautiful streets I've been on with homes. We walked up Victoria Avenue and the sun came out, and I felt like I was in, an estate, rich area like an American city, Cleveland or Chicago or something. It was amazing. I think the majority of people living in the city do take the city for granted already. I did. That's why this walk is happening. A lot of these people walking today are, oh yeah, I've been here, I'm seeing a lot of things I didn't pay attention to. The gabling on a house that proves it's from the 1890s and parquets hidden behind, Asian food stores. But I wanted to do this because I was taking it for granted. And in that journey, the people who decided to come are still finding out things. And there is a huge danger because this is our home. And if you're complacent about garbage on the street, or about your front yard strewn with garbage, or whatever it might be, it's not good for the overall look of the city, the feel of the city. There are a lot of people who have a ton of pride about their town, and again, that speaks to, you go to the West End, and you might see a rough area, but there are houses between those houses, and they are immaculate. It's people, if everybody had that sense of community and pride in their city, we'd have a lot more to talk about. The city definitely has an image problem because, it's Windsor. Every time I find out more about this city from the people who are on this walk, who I've known before this walk, or from other people, even calling Windsor the auto capital of Canada. This is the home of the Underground Railroad. This is a hugely historic space just for that. Something we can be extremely proud of. Again, that's just one of the many things. There are battles and very famous people. Alexander Mackenzie, like Mackenzie Hall. There's important people who spent a lot of time here. A lot of very important architects built parts of this city. You had Albert Kahn, who was responsible for like Willestead Manor and many other buildings since been torn down. This city has so much going for it, especially in tourism. I just don't necessarily think it's been tapped. There's lots of little pockets of people doing great things. I don't think they've been communicating with one another the way they could to make something Not necessarily this walk at all, just something that's a little more coherent about what this city has to offer besides being the car city of Canada. There's so much here. It's amazing. The walk is supposed to be 16 hours. It's allotted 16 hours. It's 7 hours of walking interspersed. So there's 9 other hours of this, of getting a bite to eat, of stopping at galleries, stopping at locally owned businesses, people catering to the creative class in Windsor, people who are culturally significant, people who aren't phoning it in. And quite honestly, everyone who opens a business entrepreneurially is not phoning it in. They're working hard, but there's a real shortage of that cultural aspect. And the people who go to those places, they're treasures to us. And I thought it would be very important to shed light on the ones I know about. I mean, while I'm walking down the street, and there's tons I've never seen before. So, like, that's where we're trying to make time to stop, trying to really factor in that space for a little bit of shopping. Not necessarily to buy things and take it with us, because it's going to weigh us down, but maybe to return to get something in the future. And I encourage people, you want to go for a real long walk with some friends? Just go.
Just do it.
I mean, there's safety in numbers. Walking in certain areas we're frightened by, so that is a bit of an encouragement to come out. But I mean, if you want to go, I'm not a historian. I'm somebody who cares about the city, and there are thousands of people like me fully capable of doing this and organizing their friends. Get your friends together. Do a shorter walk. I heard a lot of people saying 16 hours. I'm like, do your own. Join late. Leave early. Do what you want. This is just a bunch of people who care about the city on a hike.
Windsor Endowment for the Arts held their annual general meeting on November 5th at the Nancy Johns Gallery in Pilette Village. Participants attended the AGM, then were treated to a gallery walk that not only included Nancy Johns Gallery, but also Vincent Francois Gallery and Paula's Gallery.
We have hosted a 50th birthday party, which was great. They brought in their own slideshow, and among the art we had this great slideshow of the guy growing up. That was a lot of fun. We've done fundraisers for a friend of mine that did a cancer walk. That was a victory walk. Sean Sharon had done that, and that was a really nice night. We also did an art auction that night, which was great, fundraiser. We've done another art auction for the Rotary Club, and it was donated back to the Rotary, all the funds that night for Art in the Park. We've also had private parties, as in different events with people just wanting to gather here. As we've done tonight, VIA's general membership meeting was a great success. Introducing people to our space and telling them that they can, rent it for different occasions, birthday parties, anniversaries, just whatever. If you want to have a party and you don't want to have it at your house, my caterer is great. She's an artist, so you know it's going to be a flair in the food. And plus you get the ambiance here, which is fabulous. Get a hold of me on nancyjohns.com. Right through there you can check out what we offer in the gallery, the artists, and you can email me right through there.
So those were just a few of the events we attended, and there's lots more in the coming weeks. There is always something going on in our city, and you can always check out the WindsorEats.com event guide to find out the latest and greatest happenings in our city. Here's a quick glance at those listings in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so that wraps up this episode of WindsorEats.com. Thanks for checking in, and don't forget, if you're a local musician, you can send your music our way by emailing us at info@WindsorEats.com. Thanks, and see you next time. Bye.
I knew a girl by the name of November Rain.
Doesn't matter.
It could be cold enough to bring the snowfall again.
That's as good as it's gonna get.
Times
You're doing it? Good.
like springtime.
Okay, so okay.
That kind of warmth
Windsor.
never last.
I jinxed myself. My name is Pina. I'll see you at the next time.
Queen of the midnight
See you at the next time.